So first of all, I'm going live on my Facebook because I want to promote our site. Uh, we have a site on YouTube where we talk about movies, we talk about life, about all kinds of different stuff. Usually after we've enjoyed a beer, after we've smoked a little bit, while we're talking, we're
It may occur.
shameless. It may
Know that this
occur.
may happen. It's
So,
okay.
but today is awesome. I've been laid up because my back is out, so I'm strategically positioned here in order to be able to give maximum talk with very little effort and movement. Um, so our site on YouTube is Balancing the Universe. So check it out. And we're here today to talk about the movie X-Men and other things. So
We're going to start with the
Yeah.
movie X-Men. We'll see how the conversation goes, as these things sometimes tend to wander.
exactly.
Not that I would blame beer or smoke or anything for
Nothing,
that. No,
nothing.
no, of course not. So, X-Men. Now, we watched this movie separately. So this is the first time, like, we've never actually talked about this. So this may be a little bit raw as it's live-ish, or live.
It's okay. It don't matter.
So, I really enjoyed parts of X-Men Apocalypse. At the end of the day, though, it left me wanting a lot more.
Because so much happened, but there were so many ties that were not wrapped up. Like
Yeah, so many opportunities that it
so
had.
many.
Like, Angel. Angel's a great character, okay? You can do a
Yeah.
lot with that, especially in the Apocalypse storyline. Like, I don't know
Well-
about any of you nerds, but Angel and then his transition into Archangel is a very, very important part of that whole storyline.
Exactly. He's very. I mean, he basically turns him into a mercenary. He is what a biblical angel is, just completely merciless. Just this amazing, crazy character.
And
they did.
vital to his plot. And what did they do? What did Angel do in this movie?
He got really cool wings. There was an awesome transformation sequence, and he had like a few like really cool whirl and twirl fight scenes.
But did he though? Like, let's talk
No,
about these
not
fight
really,
scenes.
like-
We saw him right after he beat the Blob, and we saw him fail to beat Kurt Wagner.
Yeah. And not
Nightcrawler.
even the Blob, like a hint that it was the Blob.
It was basically just a fat guy.
There was a fat guy on a stretcher with a brown costume.
I felt
on.
bad for him.
I
This-
felt bad
this,
for
this
him.
poor portly gentleman that this mutant attacked. Um,
Doesn't even get to show you like at least like a run and slam. Nope, he's just like face up on a stretcher.
Yeah. very lazy attempt at world building with this idea of a mutant gladiatorial sort of thing. Like, we're supposed to believe that this sort of thing is occurring, and nobody has a problem with that, and none of these very powerful mutant gladiators have any issues with the fact that they're being made to fight to unconsciousness or the death for the amusement of a bunch of like puny humans.
Yeah, and again, not to cross over into universes, but DC failed at this too. Like, there was a really big, awesome opportunity for you to really elaborate on the like controversy that would happen if these gods were really gladiators, because they're city-ending, like destructive, crazy things that they can do, and they just sort of kind of tiptoed around it, and it was really disappointing to see that. Like you said, there was no real like in the first two X-Men movies, there was no real like convening of like Congress or any like, whoa, these people are doing what and where and why, and there was no real human say. It was just like,
yeah, the humans were just kind of there and doing their stuff. Like, the ending fight sequence was, I mean, it was silly. I mean, okay, we'll get to that. So let's talk about Apocalypse.
yeah, okay, let's go. Yeah, that's a main character, title
Yeah,
character. Good
Oscar
place to start.
Isaacs, great actor.
Great actor. Love him as Finn.
Love-
Not as Finn. Sorry.
Dameron, Poe.
Thank you, Poe Dameron.
Um,
Finn's his boyfriend.
it's totally gay.
Gay.
Totally gay.
Gay.
Anyway, but he's usually like he carries a lot of gravitas in any role that he does, and he carried a lot of gravitas as Apocalypse, but it was very difficult for me to really take him seriously when he was a head shorter than Storm.
Right?
And so he was just this. He was a little a little dude.
The only time he was not a little dude is when he got inside of Xavier's head. Like,
Right, and
but
that was pretty cool.
That was pretty neat. Like, we
you know.
went there. It was a pretty fucking fun thing.
But it was one of those things where you never felt the menace of Apocalypse. Like, he
No.
is really, really tough. Okay, this is a strong, powerful. Like, he's basically
He's
a god.
beyond class 5. Like, he's a uber mutant.
Yeah, he's demigod status.
And you're right, they never really played on that. Like, every once in a while, his eyes would go white and some crazy shit would happen. But did you not find that most of the, like, Earth-ending, like special effects were because of Magneto?
Yeah, Magneto was doing all that.
Yeah, and that should have been Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so another little miss the mark moment. Like, Apocalypse didn't really have a whole lot of apocalyptic
Yeah, his
qualities.
best power was the ability to emotionally influence weak people. And that's another thing. Like, I loved the scene in the forest with Magneto. Okay? I loved how you felt for him when the...
Yes!
Okay,
Oh my god.
we're gonna get into spoiler territory
Yeah,
here if
we
you
go.
didn't get
In
this
3,
yet.
2, 1...
But
spoiler.
oh man, like when the arrow took the daughter and the wife
At the same time,
there's
like,
this moment of silence in the theater,
and everyone was like, that fucking just happened?
and then you hear someone say, "Oh, those people are all gonna die," and
they
did,
and it was so good, like.
And so I get all of his anger and all of his like being taken away from humanity and wanting to destroy and tear it all down. I get that. But then you have him be the beta male to this character that is never really explained. You have him play second fiddle. He never really acts like he knows why he's doing what Apocalypse says. He never really feels like he wants to really destroy the world.
Yeah,
and
but
then
yet
at the
he's
end
been around for like thousands of years. You would think that his agenda would be really set in stone by now, right? Like,
but he just came across as a creepy cult leader who swayed someone who should not be that easy to sway. And so I had a huge problem with where they took Magneto's character, like once they'd given him that arc, once they'd given him that emotional scene, and you're like, yes, he is now a player, because in the comic books, I know, like, we're gonna go fanboy here, but like, that final fight between him and Apocalypse should have been epic, because
it should have been ridiculous.
Because he's not as powerful as Apocalypse, but as far as the mutants on Earth go, he comes pretty darn close as far as you're gonna, find that could be on our side, all right?
He's definitely someone that would take, like, a force of people to take down.
I mean,
a lot of...
This is one man who can knock the Earth out of its orbit. Okay, that says something right there. Magneto can knock the Earth out of its orbit by thinking about it hard enough. Okay? So, that being said, the fight scene between him and Apocalypse at the end, when he just decides, like, he's convinced, oh, you know what, maybe I was wrong, maybe we shouldn't destroy all of the Earth. You're right, Charles. And so then he, like, in a switch that is not quite as bad as the, Martha? Mom's name is Martha? Oh, we're best friends now. Okay, let's stop fighting. Spear. It's not that bad, but it's pretty rough.
The offstage boy comes and grabs it.
Grabs the spear and runs off.
I'm sorry.
Okay. And then Zack Snyder says, "Get back there, boy."
Right. What were you thinking?
But it's not that bad. But like, and he just like, oh, all right. I guess I'll fight Apocalypse now. And so then he just starts sending metal at Apocalypse. Apocalypse puts a force field up, and then it just goes away. Like, I get like, let's say you're melting the metal, and, like, it's going to slag behind him. But no, he's just, like, blinking this metal out of existence in a shield around him in the least climactic end, like, why do we care about that? Like, we don't care about it. He's sitting in a bubble.
And you have this man that can rebuild pyramids, apparently, and Magneto that can basically tear apart or restructure a city, and he chooses to just throw literally the kitchen sink at him. I would have
For
been
5
making
minutes.
like projectiles and like like he did in the
Changing
first one
your
when
tactics.
he changed all of the Sentinels with the way he tore up those train tracks and completely like restructured the metal into circuitry for robots.
He has
And we
a
didn't get
lot
to
of
see any of
options
that.
at his
Like
disposal.
he was just throwing parts of a city.
Yeah. And so, uh, like
Sad.
the only part of that fight that I liked was Quicksilver's little bit. Which again, another high point of the movie. Quicksilver was awesome. As long as you completely forget that physics exist.
And they had another like brilliant, like awesome slow motion sequence.
Oh yes.
Appreciate them
Oh,
so
as
much.
soon as the song comes on, you know it's on. You're like, yes, this is gonna be great. It's so sweet.
Amazing. I think that's where like half the budget went, though. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, but they didn't think about the things that they were doing, and so like you have like fun moments with Pizza Dog, and I guess it's neat, but then you remember that he's accelerating these people to 1,000 miles an hour, and then stopping them without any deceleration. Okay, so you take something 1,000 miles an hour and then stop it to 0 miles an hour. All of the organs turn to liquid.
Yeah, you're gonna have like a bag of jelly.
And we know
a skin bag of jelly, like.
Yeah, we know that the movie knows that physics are real because he's able to throw people out the window. He's not strong enough to throw people out the window. They know that just him moving them 1,000 miles an hour for a few steps and then letting them go, they will careen out the window and fly across the quad.
River. I was gonna say, fuck that window. Like they're gone. Like.
Oh yeah, and so we know that they know that physics exists. But then you have the pizza doesn't even fall out of the dog's mouth as it is yanked 1,000 miles an hour up and down and through doorways and over explosions to stop dead in the grass as then he runs back to get some more people.
Robert is not passionate about this scene at all.
I have a hard time with the way that Hollywood fucks up speed. Okay, like
it's true. Like they don't take it. Superman movies, like again,
Oh.
not to cross over, but they're horrible about that. People fall. I mean, they did it in The Matrix too, but I guess it was a computer, so whatever. At least they validated it with that there was a computer system in place where you could do anything. But like when
Yes.
Superman catches someone when they're falling from, you would break their neck.
If they're falling that fast,
And you're
and
going
you have-
this way,
it doesn't-
perpendicular.
yeah,
like,
it doesn't matter how strong you are. It's a physics thing, okay?
Yes.
They are moving with. They have this amount of force going down.
Damn
you
near
have this-
terminal velocity.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And then you have something which has to have a pretty equal amount of force if it's catching up with them going sideways. So it's got to be a great deal more force. And then you have the fact that it's a superhero, so they're probably a lot more dense than anyway.
half a mountain slamming into you.
Yeah, it would be the equivalent of half a mountain slamming into you from the side at 500 miles an hour.
And there's never, and it would be a simple fix for all of these movies, kids. Like, all it would take was the physics of someone flying down to
you see them
scoop, and slowly
accept,
accelerate.
you know?
Yeah, but no, it's just always this, saved ya.
It's like that scene in The Mighty Ducks where they have the eggs, and, you know, instead of stopping the egg, which caused it to break, you accept it.
Yes,
okay?
you cradle it.
Yet another
You
life
hold that
lesson
in.
that we learned from The Mighty Ducks.
The mighty fucking ducks.
Thank you,
guys.
Emilio Estevez, for all that you've given us.
We love you.
We salute you.
You are truly a Sheen, but I'm sorry.
You're still my favorite Sheen, and you're not even a Sheen.
Bless your heart.
Well played. Well played.
However, I will say that Frankie and Grace, well done, Martin Sheen. Well done. Get in there.
I will believe you.
Get in there. It's amazing. He's wicked. Moving on with the superheroes.
Going back to the superheroes. Psylocke. What the fuck was Psylocke doing in this movie?